Today we are talking about why it is important to love yourself while you are on your sobriety journey. I mean, just in general in life, you're going to want to love yourself, but the importance behind it when it comes to your sobriety journey. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Make sure to watch till the end because I got something really interesting to tell you. Okay, let's get into it. Whoa, face is still too big. Okay, shrink it down. So loving yourself. Why? Why need that? Why do you need to do that in your sobriety journey? Other people's perception of you, it's none of your business, okay? It's not. Do you like you? Could you imagine you were to live a life where you were to just not have any self-doubt and just ask yourself, do I like me? Do I respect me? Do I love me? Would I hang out with me? Rather than looking for the world to tell you that you could be or you are those things or whatever the case may be. Anytime you're looking for external validation, you're putting that power into other people's hands rather than just reclaiming it as your own and being like, I don't need them to tell me I'm awesome. I know I'm awesome. So don't worry about it. Loving yourself is essential. It's not optional, at least in this journey. Many journeys should include self-love, but I can't say that they all do. But when you are in your sobriety journey, you must love yourself, right? Stop looking to have that approval from your dad or your husband or your boyfriend. Sure, it's nice to get that validation. It's likable, right? We want it, but we don't need it. And the more we focus on not needing outside validation and focus on needing validation from within ourselves, the less and less you feel like the world needs to tell you what you're doing anymore because you have that sureness inside of yourself. But what does loving yourself really mean? It means respecting yourself, showing up for yourself, and challenging the thought that tells you you're just not good enough, right? Maybe if I'm skinnier, maybe if I'm richer, maybe if I have a better social group, maybe if I drive a nice car or have nice bags, then I'll be enough. But then what happens when I get all those things and I'm still not happy? That's because things in our external world are not going to give you that feeling of you're enough. Because to insinuate that you're not enough until you get the bag, you're not enough until you get the social circle, you're not enough until you get sober, that means that you're starting from a place of not being enough and that you got to work your way up to being enough. But it doesn't work that way. You're already enough as you are. But if you'd like to reach your full potential to achieve that in your life, and push yourself to do that, amazing. But it has absolutely nothing to do with your worthiness. You cannot hustle your worthiness. Brene Brown, great book, Gifts of Imperfection. It's about ending the chase for external validation and realizing that the only acceptance that you truly need is the acceptance that you have for yourself. When you're able to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm really proud of that person because she shows up even on the days that it's hard. And it's really hard to look at yourself in the mirror and to be honest with yourself and be like, this, and this need to improve. So we can live an extraordinary life. So we don't settle for an ordinary one. Self-love doesn't start with grand gestures. It sure doesn't, right? It's many little tiny actions that say, you know what? I matter. Broke my nail, I'm gonna go get it done. I need to get my hair done. But those are big gestures. What about the very small little things like getting a sticky note and just writing a letter to yourself in the morning so when you wake up on your bathroom mirror, you're like, have a good day. Love you, babe. You're like, I wrote that. That's amazing. Or what about just not eating such junk food and just nourishing your body the way that it needs? That says, hey, I matter. I'm not going to treat my body like a fucking trash can anymore. What about getting to go outside for 10 minutes and walk around and get some sunlight on your skin? That says, hey, I matter. So there's many little things that you can do throughout your day to show that you actually love yourself just by creating small change. You don't got to go and get your nails done, your hair done. You can. That could be your act of self-love. Absolutely. But those are the big gestures. What are the things that you can do every single day to say, you matter. I love you, girl. You keep rocking. Too much rock for one hand, baby. When you choose to go on that walk, journal, feel your feelings, nourish your body, or speak kindly to yourself, you're saying, I value me. We so often look for other people to tell us, you matter, I value you. But again, you're then giving them the power, and you become a performer rather than just saying, this is who I am. And if it's not enough for you, that's okay. But I love who I am. But it's when we're unsure of ourselves. Are we enough? Am I good enough? Well, what if I was younger? What if I was skinnier? What if I was prettier? What if I was richer? What if I was da-da-da? Right? No. So loving yourself looks like setting boundaries. We got to set boundaries to not only protect yourself, but to protect them. What if you were to react because something they say is triggering? You want to be loving yourself while in your early sobriety, or until a point in your sobriety where you feel more confident within yourself. It doesn't even have to be early. You could be 8 months into this and still working on this. You could be 2 years into this and still be working on self-love, just depending on, where you're getting your information from. I fortunately learned this very early on. This journey is not possible if you don't love yourself and set boundaries. You gotta set boundaries. You're not just gonna let somebody come into your house, make a turkey sandwich, go onto your couch, put their feet up on the coffee table. You'd be like, hey, stranger, get out of my house. But for some reason, we just let people cross boundaries in our home, in our real home, in the house that we reside in 24/7. We leave this house, we go on vacation. But this one stays with you forever, Trevor. Second thing, loving yourself looks like saying no when something doesn't feel right. We had one of the girls in the community. She was like, there's a rodeo tonight. I could go, but I won't go. Because 1, it's summer. 2, there's alcohol that I associate to that activity. And I just don't want to put myself in that situation. And I'm like, damn, girl, I respect that. And she's like, plus I don't need to see all these young, hot 20-year-old girls running around dancing dukes. And I was like, you got yourself a point there. But you are hot. We'll keep her name out this, but she is hot. So, showing up for yourself even when you don't feel like it. And there's going to be plenty of those days. I go running every single morning. And I do 1 mile, non-negotiable. No ifs, ands, or turkeys. Or buts. And I do this because it challenges me to 1, lace up, get out. And 2, it's challenging enough for me even on the days that I really don't want to. So, for an example, when my dad passed away March 17th this year, well, he passed away 3 years ago, but this year when I had my non-negotiable to run, I was like, woke up, I was crying, I was sad, and my partner, Lou, my boyfriend, I don't know why I call him partner, boyfriend, was like, hey, you could be sad, you could run sad, and I was like, I could run sad. I could be exhausted and sad at the same time. They could coexist. And after I ran, I ended up running 2 miles that day. Because once you're out there, you end up going anyways. So showing up for yourself on the days you don't feel like it shows that you love yourself. And it's saying that, hey, maybe I don't feel like it right now, but fuck my mood. I'm going to stick to the plan. And I'm going to do it angry. And I'm going to do it tired. And I'm going to do it cranky. I'm going to do it upset and crying. And then another is being kind to yourself even after a slip up. I've talked to so many people who've slipped up in their sobriety. And of course, the first thing that is to come is shame and guilt immediately, right? But if we let shame and guilt overshadow the lesson that's there, it's there, right? Shadow. Then we're never going to learn. Rather than to sit back and be like, you know what? I done fucked up. I done goofed. My mom, she had a food addiction and slipped up, right, on her meal plan, ate a pizza, and I was like, it's fine. You had a pizza. It's okay. Don't eat the whole box. She's like, I'll just start on Monday. No. Just stop at 1. And it's hard because it's an addiction of hers. I can agree. I can relate. When I had that first drink and somebody tells me, just stop, I'd be like, go F yourself. So it's very hard to do that. But when you slip up, it doesn't mean just fuck it and like just give up. It means, what did I learn from this? Oh, I slipped up in my sobriety because I went to that rodeo, even though I knew that it was going to be something that was going to be challenging for me and I wasn't ready for it, right? So then, boom, we learn from it. Second year around, we're here at the same date. She's like, nope, no rodeo for me. This didn't happen, by the way, the slip up at the rodeo a year ago. That was an example. But you know what I mean? Like, learn from the situation. It's like, okay, this is what I won't do next time. And you pivot and you make a new plan. You're like, wow, the beach is really triggering for me. This is usually where I slip up. Okay, what can we do? I actually came up with a game plan for the beach because that is my biggest trigger. I always bring a fun, either like Vita Coco or Recess, and then I put 2 things of ice because it melts quick out there. And I make sure I have ice because I love that refreshing drink. That's usually what I'm craving at the beach. It's not the alcohol. I'm craving like a nice, refreshing beverage because it's hot as shit, you know? And then the second thing that I'll do is always bring an activity, whether it's a book or volleyball or my snorkel set with the little, you know? And then I have myself a really good beach day. And after I have a really good beach day, I'm like, boom. It's not that the beach is triggering, it's that I just never have had a plan. So always have a plan in place. Make it a daily goal to at least do one thing that communicates, I love who I'm becoming. And because you truly love yourself, you stop looking around for the world to tell you that you're enough because you already know it. And that right there, that is when your healing becomes unstoppable and you will really go the distance because you're no longer doing it for anybody else. I tell this to my boyfriend all the time. I'm like, God forbid we weren't to work out. God forbid we ended our early marriage. We're not engaged yet, but I'm speaking life. Speak it into existence. Manifestation. Put a ring on it. I told him, I'm like, regardless if we stayed together or not, because I did get sober for him, my niece, and then it ended up being for me. I told him, like, I wouldn't go back to drinking if we weren't together. I love this for me. I'm doing this for me. I have no plans to ever drink alcohol ever again. It sounds so unattractive. It just made me the worst version of myself. And now that I've just gotten a sneak preview, a sneak peek to who I am now, oh my God. I would never go back. You couldn't pay me. I actually thought about that for a second. I was like, how much would you have to pay me? $1 billion and I'll have one drink. There's just nothing that sounds enticing or compelling about being out of control. I really do believe that that's the very thing that I love the most about my sobriety journey is the fact that I'm in control. That I'm in control of my life because there was just so many years that I just royally fucked up my own life because I was just so out of control. And if it wasn't alcohol, it was alcohol and Adderall. If it wasn't Adderall and alcohol, it was Coke. If it wasn't Coke, it was Molly Ecstasy. If it wasn't Molly Ecstasy, then it was drinking alcohol again. And then weed. And then alcohol. And then vaping. And then nicotine. And just, I don't miss it. I really don't. It's just, once you finally distance yourself from all the distractions, that is when you truly learn to love yourself. I don't even drink coffee anymore. I'm not like the freaking most perfect person. I don't even believe in perfection, but I'm pretty damn close to being all that I want to be in this life. Like no, that's not true. Because I want to be like Mel Robbins. I'm getting off a tangent here. Anyways, here are 3 questions that you can ask. What does your behavior say about the way that you treat yourself when no one is watching? Number 2, if someone treated you the way you treat yourself, would you consider it love or harm? And then the last question, number 3, what would you change if you truly believed you were worth loving right now as you are? Go ahead, journal that now.